Let's see. Which station is Radio Trista? Ah, there we go.
It's Sunday, November 22nd, 2020, and you're listening to Radio Trista. Today on Abend Time, we will be discussing lots of topics from Team Sony, including information about the bugs with their hardware, other things involving their hardware, some interesting software items that have come up, a really neat feature that Microsoft's put into the Xbox console, some upcoming games from Capcom, the secret door, which has been found in Demon's Souls, and our question of the week. So, with that out of the way, let's get started. First topic we're going to discuss is the first week sales bulletin from Famitsu. These are Japanese sales numbers. So the PS5 sold 118,000 units in its first 4 days. The Xbox sold 21,000 in 6 days. That's a big deal. I think it's less PS5's sold than the PS4. But you have to keep in mind, Nintendo Switch sold like just as many, which is insane to me. I think that Sony's moving their market more west. It makes sense to me because the Switch kind of owns Japan. Like, this is not a surprise to me that Japanese people would rather have the Switch due to their lifestyle, but still need to see. So over to PlayStation's Jim Ryan, saying that he wouldn't recommend another console launch in the pandemic, or any pandemic. He says absolutely everything is sold, everything will be sold in Russia once it releases there, no doubt about that. So it was launched globally on November 19th. Everyone can get it. Obviously, you can't buy this system except for scalpers. Now, if you don't have one, it's super tough to get. It's going to be very tough to get for probably the next 6 months, is my guess. So, if you don't have one, Godspeed to you. Good luck. It's going to be very tough. He does say if it weren't for COVID-19, product figure set, no, the same. When they took it to market, may have been different. Actual product would have been the same. May have had more to sell, but not very many. The production manufacturing have worked miracles. So I could say from working throughout the pandemic, and knowing several people that have as well, production sites haven't really slowed down on hardly anything. So I don't see this as an issue. Like, we've had record sales months this year, so I am sure a lot of other companies are in similar boats. So he also says that bringing new IPs to market is very risky because they're blockbuster games. You basically treat them like movies. So let's read what he says here. Sony released a total of 4 new IPs last generation. Called it a very risky maneuver, citing the large development costs that is now associated with blockbuster games. Certainly a strategy with which we launch when it comes to the games we make ourselves from worldwide studios. Never been in better shape than we are now to do so. So, they cost a lot of money, and to bring a new IP to market is expensive. It's very expensive. You have to treat it like a box office release. So we all know Ghost of Tsushima did very well. Spider-Man did very well. And I hope they continue to make stellar games in the future. But there is a problem. Actually, guys, there's a lot of problems with the PS5. Like, don't put your system into rest mode. Don't attach external storage. The list goes on and on and on of the problems the system is having. But now, it's got a big problem with installations defaulting to PS4 versions of games. It's frustrating. Miles Morales, so I have to go check my system because I may have the wrong version. To verify this, you'll hover over the game you want to install, click 3 dots, click the PS5 version. You also use the menu to check if you have the correct version installed. You just press download. You're going to download the PS4 version by default. Apply to discs that offer a free upgrade like AC Scream Like a Viking Edition. You have to pick the correct version to install from the 3 dots. So I have to go check my own system for this because I may have games that are in this boat. But then, you know, it could end up switching the version. You might not have an idea of that happening. Go into storage, see the installed games. You have 2 versions. It might show up there. Go delete the PS4 version. I'm gonna go check this. Provide some information. So, I checked on this. Looks like Sackboy has 2 versions installed. I'll have to check on this further. This is gonna be interesting, I think. So, the PS4 to PS5 disc upgrades will reinstall the PS4 version when you swap the disc. What? So I switch discs a lot because I'm streaming lots of different things right now. This is so dumb. So when I go put the disc in for Sackboy, it's probably gonna reinstall the PS4 version again. That's ridiculous. Why? Like, this is so digital owners only. Don't have to worry about it. This is so dumb. Hopefully they put a fix in place for this. I'm not happy about this at all. Because I'll have to go uninstall it literally every time I turn the system on when I play Sackboy. This is a poor decision, Sony. Get this fixed, please. Positive news, Sony says the virtual or variable refresh rate support for PS5 will come via firmware update. PS5 hardware supports variable refresh rate through HDMI 2.1. After a full future system software update, PS5 owners will be able to use the VR feature with full compatible TVs and games that support it. My TV doesn't support it. I would have to buy a brand new TV. I stream everything I play. This is not a feature that matters to me. I will be playing at 4K 60 for this entire generation. Because I can't use a higher refresh rate and stream at 60 without problems. So, this is a feature that's probably important to most of you, but it's not that useful to me. So, if this is of interest to you, be sure to keep an eye out for firmware updates. Other storage. If you checked your storage, you're going to see this other. It takes up a ton of space. So much space. So what is it? It's occupied by important files required for the system software. It's not just limited to the OS. Files currently being processed in the background. Once you're transferring the games from PS4 to 5, we'll see rather large other storage size during this process. So once it's installed, it will go away, but check to see if there's other games currently being copied. If you're transferring PS4 to PS5, make sure it's fully complete. No active installations. Check your active downloads, make sure there's nothing being downloaded. Press the PS button, quick menu, see the status of any active downloads. Storage space, yada yada. So, I'm gonna have to check out my system because I have like 80 gigs in this other section. So, we will check on that after a while. Another thing in Xbox's court, PS5 HDMI 2.1 bandwidth is limited to 32 gigabytes a second, unlike Series X 40 gigs per second. So, again, unless you have an HDMI 2.1 TV and you are trying to exceed 4K 60, this does not matter to you. It's 4K 60, use a standard HDMI 2.0 cable. I recommend highly the monoprice certified 18 gigabit cables. They make your picture look much nicer and have a ton of shielding, which if you're like me and have a metric crap ton of cables, that is what you're gonna want. So I highly recommend, unless you are trying to do more than 4K 60, you don't care about this. Anyway, moving on. So, this tweet was actually deleted, I checked it. After confusion whether the cable was included was 2.1, I think that there's not enough shielding to do that, but whatever. Doesn't have enough bandwidth, so we can only do 422. They haven't really said. Sony could update it with a software update. Which means if you want to do 4K 120, Xbox kinda has a win here. So shout out to Team Xbox for putting in an actual 2.1 port, which should be 48, so it's even short some. But anyway, the human eye probably can't tell the difference, but if you want the top quality for your cross-platform games, you need to buy Series X. However, this DualSense controller is the greatest controller. I love it. Now that I've been using it exclusively PS5 and PS4 games, I love it. Stellar. Highly recommend. The Xbox also has something else good, a download feature. So let's just read through this article together. Formal review. Yep. Where is it at? You do download feature. I pre-ordered it. And you know, recent Call of Duty Notorious. So, smart feature, preload the game digitally without having to buy a soft copy of it. Log into Xbox app, on the game, click downloads. They bought a disc. Like me, I buy disc games. When this finally arrived Thursday, cross your fingers, hit boom, go. Start playing right away. Do not have to download a single file. That's amazing. So, if you pre-order games for the Series X, you can go to the app and download it right away. And have it ready for release day. I'm gonna try this out. I don't know when I'm buying another Series X game. I think I pretty much have all of them that I'm getting for now. But the next one that we pick up, I will try out this feature in a few months, let you know how it goes. So I'm sure if you haven't been living under a rock, you heard about this. This week, a big leak at Capcom. Big data breach. They're like, yeah, we're not paying you, just leak it. Okay, well. Monster Hunter Stories 2. We know that's coming. I don't know what this stands for. Shield. Resident Evil Outbreak. Q421. I don't know what this is. More indies. Dragon's Dogma 2. 22. Street Fighter 6. Whatever this Mega Man game is. Resident Evil 4 Remake. That's exciting. New Onimusha. That's really, really exciting. I loved Onimusha. Monster Hunter 6. I'm sure it plays just like the rest of them, and I'll have no interest in it. The one here that I care about. Power Stone Remake. If this is true, and they put out a new Power Stone, I'm gonna be so hyped. I love the old Power Stones. They're some of the best, like, multiplayer fun you can have. Couch co-op. Great games. Very excited for this. Also other games on the list, but this one's the one that really stuck out to me. So God of War PS4 runs at 4K and 60 FPS, but with a caveat. So the problem is you can't update it. So if you update the latest version, it goes 1080p. Same with Last Guardian. But if you don't patch it, you're gonna miss out to bug fixes, New Game Plus, lots of other different little miscellaneous things. This is unfortunate that the unpatched version runs at freaking 4K, but the patched version runs at 1080. What are you doing, Sony? Can you just put out the thing so we can play this in 4K? Your system can freaking do it. And I'm sure you guys heard the Demon's Souls remake mystery door. There was a mystery door in level 1-3, and someone has opened it. So, pretty exciting stuff. There's some coins you get to get. 430 coins. Gave them to Sparkly Pro. You see legendary items exchanged for other, trading 30. By the user, Distortion 2 with the key, which unlocks the door. Past the door. For the room is armor set for the Penetrator, the boss of World 1-3. Armor said the Demons community has been asking to be included in the game for quite some time. It's really great to see Bluepoint did this. So behind this door, there was actual gear. That's really cool. I haven't played this. If it's ever dirt cheap, I'll pick it up. Which means maybe in 2 to 4 years. But this is cool that someone got it open. It's only been a week. I heard it doesn't spawn wave the other day, and it's already open. So our question of the week this week. Should console scalping be illegal? What do you think? The Xbox Series X, PS5 sales are being abused. Also, if you've tried to get a RTX 3070, 3080, 3090, or any of the AMD cards, you know that it's near impossible to buy anything online that's new tech. It's ridiculous. So, without having to read this article, we all know what it's going to say. So should console scalping be illegal? What do you guys think? Do you think it's okay, the supply-demand thing? People can basically do what they want? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. My opinion is that eBay and the other companies should put a cap on what they're able to be sold at based on a percentage of their retail value. I'm really not a fan of this because it prevents people from just buying directly from the company. I'm not a fan of this, so I'm against it. I think it's not okay. So, that's it for this week's episode of Abend Time on Radio Trista. Be sure to check me out on twitch.tv/Cali Chronicles. I stream there almost every day. Stop by, say hi in the chat. Love to have some new friends. If you like this video, hit that like button. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you next time.